you like to run away sometime? Follow the blue sunny day, be mine. Follow the blue skies up ahead, don't you wait. Follow the blue skies up ahead, don't hesitate. Watch the sunrise, watch the sunrise.
So, we were off.
Yep, leaving Dover and heading for France.
On a ferry, because that was the cheapest thing.
Yeah, all feeling completely bewildering. Didn't really know what to make of that day at all. Couldn't quite believe we were there and it was actually happening.
How are you feeling?
Nervous. Surreal.
You feel surreal?
Yeah.
You look surreal.
It's all part of the surreal experience.
Yeah.
I feel surreal.
Yeah, I would, that's like the word daunted. 121 miles driven in France today, 66 miles driven in English today, and I've got a headache. There is a Frenchman on a bicycle who is looking at us. Oh, you missed him now. No, you still missed him. You went, no, you missed him. So suddenly we were in a new country with new rules.
And yeah, just lots of adapting to do. I'm driving on the right. I'm on the right. I'm driving. I'm staying on the right. Behind an enormous lorry that's going very slowly.
And where are we?
Somewhere in France. On the...
Right.
On the right. Yeah, on the right. Exactly, yeah. So by our third night, we'd made it as far as Vesoul in France. I guess it's all going really well, actually, at the moment. I don't want to speak too soon because calamity strikes when I do that often. But yeah, it's great. It's difficult to take in how beautiful this place is. Bertha is parked about 2 miles that way and we're just having a walk. And we're on our third stop. And yeah, that... What should I say about that?
That we haven't paid for any of them, maybe?
Well, that's what you'd say about that.
Okay. How are you feeling?
Well, I started with that and then you asked me to talk logistics. How am I feeling? I'm feeling happy and slightly surprised that we've got this far without anything going wrong, but in general I'm just happy and I love this life. It's brilliant. If it continues anything like this, then we just got it made. I might never come home. I think we could just do this forever. It'd be nice.
Apart from maybe money.
Money. Oh, money. Tell us how you're feeling.
I hate that F question.
Okay, don't tell us how you're feeling. Tell us
what we've been doing.
What we've been doing.
We've crossed into Switzerland today, and we've been doing a lot of up. And Bertha's coped pretty well, basically.
Yeah.
We're now in a little Swiss town called Echelon, probably. Mm. Basically, we had a massive argument today about
rules.
Yeah, about rules. Kiri doesn't like rules. When I don't know kind of what's going on, I like to... I fall back on rules. And so
anal is the word.
precise, as James said in his best man speech. Precise is the word. Yeah, that was a moment of tension in a hypermarché car park. We had a bit of an argument.
The next day, we decided to head for Lake Geneva, which was stunningly beautiful. We stopped, parked up on the side of the road alongside the lake, and we just went for a walk around amongst the vineyards, up sort of quite steeply up the side of the hill there, and looked down over the lake. And I, to that point, hadn't seen anything quite so beautiful, I don't think.
I think it was our first proper rest day and kind of just relaxing into it, because we weren't pushing ourselves driving. We were just going, you know what, let's just stop, pause, take it all in,
yeah, and
just really enjoy the beauty of this.
Yeah.
We've had the most amazing day today. It's Sunday today, and we're in Switzerland still. We just found a church online to go to, and it happened to be in this little village, and it was just so welcoming. It was French speaking, but we got out the van, we parked up in the car park, noticed some people were sort of looking a bit confused, because obviously
Bertha stands out,
and they don't see many motorhomes quite like her around. So we were a bit timid about it. I didn't really want to go when we got there. I was a bit scared, but we got out the van, and the minute we got out the van, we bumped into some people going into the church, and I said bonjour, and they said, "Ah, are you British?" We said, "Yeah, are you?" They were like, "Yeah." So turns out these lovely people, this couple, Karen and Matt, they've been living in Switzerland for 12 years.
I think so, yeah.
And they go to this church, and it was a great church, and they translated the service for us.
Matt sat behind us,
Matt sat behind us and just said, basically, told us what the pastor was saying. And then Matt and Karen invited us back to theirs for dinner, for lunch, and we've just had the most lovely time with them and some of their other friends from the church.
So we headed for Interlaken in Switzerland, and we liked it so much there that we decided to stay on another day, so 2 nights at the campsite. And then we spent a day just sort of exploring Interlaken, which was quite a sort of touristy place actually, really, but we still enjoyed it.
And then on the way back to the campsite, the path that we were walking on, we had to get off the path because they were herding cows down it. So we jumped over to the other side of the road and just stood and watched this herd of cattle be herded up this path.
Wowee, that is absolutely stupendously beautiful.
Yep.
I love mountains. I really think I'm addicted to mountains.
By that stage, we'd had a few weird smells and a bit of smoke coming out of the exhaust. We'd emailed back to the UK, asked on the Talbot forum, etc., and things pointed towards issues with Bertha drinking oil somehow. So we just bought more oil and topped up and prayed as we headed towards this steep mountain pass. This is strangely fun. Driving up a very, very steep road.
I'm quite nervous.
In second, really?
Yeah.
Oh, don't be.
I think we've changed positions.
Bertha's chugging along slowly but surely. She's in second gear, and we're doing okay. So that was pretty blue smoke, I'd say, and the oil level has gone down. Can't see any oil leaking out here, so it must be internal. So, don't know. valve ring or something like that inside the engine just worn. But I mean, it was only after we'd been driving her for a long time, and she had climbed the pass. So I think she'll be all right, just as long as we don't drive her too hard. I wish the camera had smell on it as well, because it smells in here a lot.
I don't think it's smoky kind of smell.
Yeah, I don't think that it's clutchy smell.
It doesn't
it
smell
smells
clutchy.
like oil, and
burning
our oil level has gone down since we've been driving, and we're wondering whether to call breakdown, wondering whether to wander into the petrol station there and see if they can help. We don't really know, so
that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. We've just been to a Peugeot garage where they spoke very good English. Well, one of the staff did, and they looked under the bonnet and asked us how long the engine had been making that sound, and we were like, well, it's always made that sound. And they kind of laughed. They couldn't make blue smoke come out, and they had a look and they couldn't see any signs of oil leaks, and then they were like, the problem's inside the engine. We'd have to take the engine apart. That would be maybe 3,000 Swiss francs. That's 2 grand in British money. So basically they were saying, we don't want to work on this.
Why don't you get a new vehicle, you crazy English people?
Yeah, basically we were a joke to them. So they suggested get more oil, top up, and just kind of keep going as long as you can. Make sure you've got breakdown insurance. So maybe we try to, well, all we can do is buy more engine oil and keep going for now.
After 600 meters you will reach your waypoint.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to reaching it in 600 meters. I repeat that joke because it was so good. You know, exit. You know, Bertha's been drinking so much oil. Maybe she's an oil-alcoholic.
That's so bad it's slightly funny. This situation is so bad it's slightly funny.
I know. Okay. So, we are here, so just south of Zurich, and we had planned to head that direction, east. However, we do have family in near Stuttgart. Pardon me.
Nice.
It's the cheese. There. That cheese. It's nice cheese.
Nice cheese.
What we could do, the route would be up the A1 to Basel, and then north from Basel, if I turn over the page. Oh, it's complicated, but basically we'd want to get up to Stuttgart.
Cool. So the new plan is that we're heading north to Germany. We found somewhere to stop overnight that is
quite close.
Not very far away, but is heading north as opposed to south-east, which is what we were doing.
Yep, certainly. The policy number is 122. We were driving through a tunnel on the way to Zurich, and we just had plumes of blue smoke behind us. Cars were beeping at us, they were flashing their lights, and we knew we had to stop, so we limped to the end of the tunnel and then just pulled in, put the warning triangle behind, and conceded defeat at that stage.
And then when the breakdown man finally did arrive, he was nice, but he was clearly at the end of his shift.
He looked at it and he went, blue smoke, no visible oil leaks, this is bad, it's not something that I'm going to be able to fix here.
So he towed us to their depot.
So yeah, as it stands, we are here in a depot. Our fate is in the hands of Britannia to decide whether Bertha is worth...
The insurance company, not the country. Just to...
Not Britannia. Yes. Not Britannia who rules the waves. Yes. Our fate is in the hands of Britannia. No. So they're going to decide whether Bertha is worth towing back to the UK or not.
It can't be the end. It just can't.
It might be the end of Bertha.
But it can't be the end of Bertha. She's our home.
I know she's our home, but not many people can say that their first home was scrapped in Switzerland.
Just waiting for the insurance company to ring back. It's the morning after the disaster day, and we're still at the depot of the breakdown company, who they all think we're a bit crazy.
How did you sleep last night?
I'm not particularly well. You?
Similar.
So, yeah. I'm just really, well, I'm shocked for starters, but I'm also frustrated and deeply unhappy with the situation.
So if we get Bertha back to the UK and we get a new engine in her, would you want to go back out again?
Definitely.
In Bertha?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, is Bertha doomed? We don't know. I can't believe that she is. I mean, I just figured if something went wrong, we'd fix it. Well, somebody would fix it. And yeah, I know she's old, but like, you put the work in, don't you? You put the work in, you fix it, and then if something else goes wrong, you put the work in and you fix that. And that's definitely not the attitude in Switzerland, which is frustrating me slightly, because they haven't even tried. They've just looked at her engine and gone, meh, she's old. That's the problem. I don't give in.
Yeah.
I don't give in.
Yeah.
So, we will figure out what's next. But if this is the end of Bertha, and I'm still totally reluctant to believe that, it's not the end of whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
By far.
I agree.
But I'm not giving Bertha up here. She's coming back to the UK with us, even if we have to like completely strip her, take her apart, sell every single part of her. How can you find that funny? This is very serious, Steve.
But you said strip Bertha. Just really an update on where we are at the moment. We're kind of sitting in a depot, waiting to discover our fate.
So after that, we had a knock on the door, and
a very friendly face peered around as if they'd been asked to have a look at Bertha, rather than just send her straight back. So could we drive her into the garage, and they would then investigate the problem. So we're now driving away from the garage. The plan being...
we're on a test drive.
Yeah.
He's saying go right here. Did he? No, I thought he said to go left.
He said go to the top of the hill.
Oh, right. And then go left.
Yeah. So we're on a test drive. They've replaced the air filter, and they basically said if it starts smoking again, then we need to pull a hose. It looks like where air was unable to get into the carburettor through the air filter, it was instead sucking on the breather hose for the oil, and so it was sucking oil in.
We've just spoken to lovely Pascal, who's the very friendly and nice Swiss mechanic who's fixed her, and we told him that there was no smoke on the test drive, and he seemed pretty pleased with that. And so he said that if there was no smoke, then it can't be the piston rings and it can't be the valve seals, so pretty much must have been the filter. So amazing. That's completely changed the situation again. And the kettle's on, so all is well as far as I'm concerned.
Where are we, Kiri?
We're on the road again. We're on the road again. No smoke so far.
And we're heading for Liechtenstein.
Follow the blue skies up ahead. Don't you wait. Follow the blue skies up ahead. Don't hesitate. Watch the sunrise. Watch the sunrise.
How do you stop on chocks, Kiri?
Well, you're supposed to roll up to them in first gear and then turn the engine off, put the handbrake on and leave it in first gear, take your foot off the clutch and voila! But, I can't carry on, Steve.
Why?
I'm trying to say what happened.
Okay, you just forgot to take your foot off the clutch, even when second time we went, right, okay, make sure, take your foot off the clutch, otherwise you'll roll back down because the handbrake probably can't hold it on its own.
Right, I'll take my foot off the clutch.
And we roll...
we rolled backwards. Why did we do that? Oh, my foot's still on the clutch.